Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Keerthana Veerapandian and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. How does a few hours of D&D help sick kids? MediaPlex reporter Ryan Percy has the answer.
Playing board games to benefit sick kids? For 32 hours during the first weekend in November, game lovers gathered at the CG Realm to take part in Extra Life. Baked goods sales and tips from the Windsor Sandwich Shop were donated, silent and live auctions were held, and cheat jars allowed getting the upper hand for a donation. Mo Tuzano leads the Windsor Gaming Resource and helped head the event. He says the goal is to help unite the community for a good cause.
Obviously, the most important thing is raising money for the kids, right? That's the hashtag for the kids. So we're trying to raise money for Extra Life, but personally, what I get out of it is I love seeing all these people from Windsor together, gaming together. Like, this place is packed. I haven't seen it this busy in months.
After all was said and done, the event took in over $7,000. It wasn't just old gamers taking part, though. A number of younger members of the community were out gaming as well. Kieran Stewart was out playing Dungeons & Dragons with his friends and said that he had an incredible time at the event.
This is easily the best game store that I have seen in a long time, so I hope that we have more events like this because this is a great way to get the charity going, especially because I happen to enjoy donating to charity, and what better way to donate to a charity than to have a 32-hour-long marathon of Dungeons & Dragons.
All the people behind me seem to be having a good time, and with the thought of all the money going to help children, the cheat jars are being used gratuitously, and people keep ramping up their silent auction bets. Everyone here is more than willing to play games to help kids. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ryan Percy.
Now let's head outside where Madeline Mazak is standing by with an early look at the weather. Madeline?
Well, Keena, I sure am happy I bundled up tonight because winter has arrived. Right now it is 0 and will drop down to -5 later tonight. So if you haven't pulled that winter coat out of storage yet, you might want to do that tonight. Stay tuned. I'll be back a little later in the show with your 3-day forecast. Back to you in the studio, Keena.
Thanks, Madeline. Ryan Percy takes a look into the world of gaming in this week's edition of 3 Minutes With.
Hi, I'm Ryan Percy, and today I'm spending 3 minutes with Mo Tuzano. He is the gaming ambassador at the Windsor Gaming Resource and the mind behind Tabletop Bellhop. So Mo, how did you get into board games?
You know, it's something that I have been into pretty much my whole life. My dad was a huge board gamer, and one of my earliest memories is being like 5 years old, sitting on my dad's lap in our dining room when he sat at a card table painting miniatures for Dungeons & Dragons. So gaming has been part of my life pretty much my entire life. Grew up with the family playing games, and then as I got older, I started playing games myself, and I'm sure some people here in Windsor remember Leisure World at the mall. And the first hobby board game I bought was a game called Talisman, which is by Games Workshop and a fantastic adventure game. And it just, from there, I just kept buying and playing more and more games.
So you are the Windsor Gaming Ambassador with the Windsor Gaming Resource. What exactly do you do?
All right, mainly the big thing for me is getting gamers together playing games. I want everyone to do what they love. I want everyone out of the cliched parents' basement, out playing games with other people. So what I do is I try to organize events in the Windsor area. So events at local game stores, coffee shops, basically just getting people out and gaming together.
Okay, and I know the first weekend in November you have a special event. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, this is huge. This is, I don't know if you can see the shirt, but it's called Extra Life. It's a worldwide charity event originally set up by video gamers. It's to sponsor the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And what people do is they game for 24 hours straight and they raise money for the charity. They get pledges and so on. And then by doing that, they donate it to this Extra Life Foundation, and Extra Life gives 100% of the proceeds to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Now, each individual participant signs up online and then they pick a hospital to support. Now, me personally, I support sick kids up in Toronto because I have a friend who works there. Other local gamers are going to pick other stores. A lot of people locally support the Children's Hospital in London. So what we are doing is we're getting together this weekend at the CG Realm, is a local game store, and we are gaming for 24 hours. Actually, the store is going to be open for 31 hours. So anyone who wants to participate in the 24-hour thing can show up any time in that window, or more likely show up for a few hours, go home, get a nap, and come back. We don't force people to work and play for 24 hours straight. They can break it up.
So have there been any obstacles while putting on this event?
The one problem is, I gotta admit, local gamers tend to form into cliques, and sometimes it's hard to get them together. That's why I think events like this are great, is we wanna get all the local gamers in one place, gaming together, interacting together. So yes, it's for a great cause, but it's also a way to meet other people in the community and hook up, so that maybe the next weekend on a Saturday you can go to someone new's house, or you learn about a new game that's being played, or you get into a new RPG group, or D&D is really hot right now, so you meet a new group of D&D players, and then you have, like, the broader community grows. You get more and more gamers in Windsor.
Okay, so are there any specific events happening at the event?
So without grabbing my phone, I'm going to try to remember a bunch of them. So we're open at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and we're going till 5 p.m. on Sunday. There's all kinds of stuff scheduled in there. So some of the big key events are, we're going to do a live gaming and geek auction at 7 p.m. on Saturday. That's going to be huge. We have over 100 new and used games. We've got geeky goods, we've got some Lord of the Rings collectibles, we've got over 100 movie posters. I don't think we're auctioning all those separately, we'll see, we're still working that out. To go along with that, we have a silent auction that opens at noon on Saturday and goes until 4 p.m. on Sunday. For that, we're hoping to have a lot of bigger, higher end items. One of the big ones we've got is we're working with Hidden Trails escape rooms.
But yeah, it was great having you out. Thanks for coming to talk with us. This has been 3 Minutes with Mo Tuzinyo. I'm Ryan Percy.
We are about halfway through November and are already preparing for the arrival of Christmas. Christine Boudon reports.
The season of giving is almost upon us, and Divine Mercy Food Bank is preparing for its annual Christmas program. Divine Mercy will open its doors to families in need during the holiday season, serving newborn children to teens with clothes and toys that have been donated for the event.
We see that our numbers rise, and some of our clientele who haven't been for a long time, we seem to see them more at Christmas time around the winter because of, let's say, the elements. They need warm outerwear, coats and hats and gloves and boots and anything that keeps them warm.
Yvette Droulard is the president of the Divine Mercy Food Bank Conference. She believes that the event, and what Divine Mercy does overall, is very beneficial to people who are struggling with the rise in costs for goods in Windsor.
There's a lot of people that are on disability income, they're on Ontario Works, they're on unemployment. That type of income does not go a long way when you're having to pay rent and utilities. So it's very important that a $40 or $50 box of goods, groceries, helps a family.
The Christmas program will begin on Friday, November 30th and run till Tuesday, December 18th. The doors will be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Divine Mercy will also be hosting their annual Easter program next year. From MediaPlex News, I'm Christian Baudouin.
Join us on Instagram TV at 11 a.m. on Saturday for a social media event during our open house. Cassidy McNay has more.
Now is your chance, the MediaPlex Open House. It's on Saturday, November 17th to be exact, because exact is what we do. From video journalism, radio, and photography, and news writing. We have student experts and faculty ready to talk about what we love, and we'll also be live on IGTV at 11 a.m. Come on down, we'll buy the coffee.
Hundreds of people across the city gather at the Cenotaph on Sunday, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the end of First World War. I was there to bring us the scene. 100 years ago, the battleground and trenches fell silent at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. This year's Remembrance Day ceremony in Windsor was held at the Cenotaph near the City Hall on Sunday. The Windsor Police Pipe Band honored the veterans marching towards the Cenotaph, leaving Deer Park at 10:30 in the morning. Jeff Bottoms, the founder of Southern Ontario Military Muster, says he started this group to honor the veterans.
Our World War II veterans, average age is 97 years old. It ain't going to be long before all the World War II veterans are gone, and now we're gone into past history.
Firm believer in having ceremonies and services like this to show our respect for those who served so we may live.
To show my family how important it is about all the friends, family, and close members in our community that died to save our freedom.
Members of Parliament and Mayor Drew Dilkins addressed the crowd, leaving a note reading, "We remember them."
And help us all say, we will remember them.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Keerthana Veerapandian. India's biggest Diwali festival was celebrated in Gurudwara Khalsa and Prakash this past week. Shubham was there.
Diwali is one of the major festivals of India. This festival is as important to India as Christmas is to Christians. It is the festival of lights. Sikh believers in God light lamps and pray for good health. They go to temple and sit in rows while they share and enjoy food together.
We all worship here, and we have celebrated this festival very good. And there was firecrackers outside, and there was some plays which were going on, like the kind of all. So all enjoyed it, and now you can look like all are taking dinner, which is known as like prasad. So all are together here to celebrate the festival, and all very happy. They are wearing different traditional dresses today to celebrate it, and we are very happy to spend time together.
Indians celebrate Diwali every autumn. In the evening, they light fireworks and enjoy the company of family and friends. For MediaPlex News, I'm Shubham.
Sound of Nature. Local singer-songwriter Chrissy Cochrane hosted a baby serenade concert on November 7. As Glenfoo reports, it's Cochrane's way of branching her music out to a younger generation.
Chrissy Cochrane has a sultry and soulful brand of popular music. Inspired by her friends, she is starting to spread that songs to babies. Usually, she will write the lyrics first, then she'll do the music, while sometimes they both come to her at the same time. This creation normally takes a couple of hours, and Cochrane wants to make something special for the little ones.
I want to make it something that is appealing to them right now, and is also something that they're going to enjoy when they're a bit older and they can kind of understand more of the meaning behind the lyrics.
Cochrane said writing songs for children is different than writing for adults.
For a baby, I try to make it a bit more of a lullaby, something that's kind of gentle and soothing and might help a baby drift off to sleep. Whereas with songs that are for adults, sometimes I make them more upbeat and fun and exciting and energetic.
Local families enjoy this session.
It was actually a really good event. There was a great turnout. It was pretty calming. All the babies, I don't know if you noticed, they were all pretty calm while she was playing. And yeah, my baby loved it. I loved it. It was nice to hear Christmas music.
I'm Glenfoo for MediaPlex News.
An alum meeting between two like-minded charities, 100 Women Who Care and 100 Men Who Give a Damn, was held at St. Clair College Tuesday. Mohammed Maki, who also cares, tells us more.
On November 6th, the 100 People Who Care organization selected the Chasing Hazel Foundation from a list of charities nominated in the Windsor, Essex region. This winning charity will receive a check for between $25,000 to $30,000.
Wonderful 6 years with this organization, raising a ton of money for local charities. It's all about people showing up with their $100 check.
Chasing Hazel Foundation raises awareness and advocates for individuals with Down syndrome.
We'll put the money back into the programs that are up and running, and we're always constantly coming up with new programming ideas that help individuals with disabilities, not only Down syndrome, but also other disabilities.
100 People Who Care help fund local charities to continue their work. For MediaPlex News, I'm Mohammed Maki.
Now let's go back outside where Madeline is standing with our forecast. Madeline, what's in store for us this week?
Thanks, Keena. I'm happy I bundled up tonight because it is cold. Now let's take a look at that 3-day forecast. Wednesday will be mainly sunny with a high of 0. Thursday will be cloudy with a high of 4. And Friday we can expect periods of rain or snow with a high of 5. And don't forget to join us Saturday at our open house between 10 and 1. That's it for me tonight from the corner of Victoria and University. Back to you in the studio, Keena.
A female plumber, engineer or construction worker, these are the historically male-dominated careers that Build a Dream wants to attract women to. They held an event yesterday and Carlos Matty was at Chicharo Club and brings us details.
Build a Dream had its 5th annual event with a turnout of over 1,400 people on Thursday. The organization encourages young women to take on male-dominated occupations and is used to encourage and empower female students around the ages of grade 11 and grade 12. Frank Apertese, a board member at Build a Dream, said this event is a great showcase for what women can do.
The Windsor, Essex region area, the impact we're looking to make is to encourage young females that are in grade 11 and 12 to consider career paths that typically in the past have been traditionally male-dominated. So we're looking at them getting into different industry.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Carlos Matty.
Gout is a challenge that many do not know much about. Rajsasi reports.
More young people are being diagnosed today with what has been considered as an old person's condition. Gout still affects most people over 60, but since 2012, gout in 20 and 30-year-olds has risen by 30%.
So there are certain factors, lifestyle factors that are associated with gout, and so maybe some young adults are participating in these. So one of them can be eating foods that are high in purines. So basically what happens is when we eat foods that are high in purines, this converts into uric acid. So when there's at high levels of uric acid in the blood, then gout can happen.
Dr. D says following a gout diet can help limit uric acid production, increase its elimination, decrease the number of attacks, and limit their severity. However, Dr. D says people still need to take medication.
There are certain medications that people may have to go on, and people can also adjust their diets to reduce the symptoms. So if someone does have a gout attack, what they can do is, the doctor may prescribe medications, but in terms of the changes that they can make into their diet, one would be reducing foods that have high purines, so that includes certain types of red meats.
Between 1997 and 2012, there has been 64% increase in the gout diagnosis. Reporting from MediaPlex News Now, I am Suraj Sessi.
Windsor is a caring community, and that fact is highlighted in this week's edition of 3 Minutes With.
Hello, I'm Trisha Kundu. Today I'm spending 3 minutes with Jessica Hudson. Jessica is a vulnerable sector coach with Windsor Essex Compassion Care Community. Hello, Jessica.
Hi.
So what is your role there?
So my role at the Windsor Essex Compassion Care Community is the vulnerable person sector coach. So what I do is I work with the most vulnerable people of our society in Windsor and help them build the connections within the community.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say is the purpose of your role?
The purpose of my role is to help those who have found themselves in circumstances that have left them vulnerable and isolated, and help them reconnect and make those connections, because everybody needs somebody. We all need those connections as humans, and people, when they find themselves isolated, feel like they've hit that wall. They no longer connect out in the community, and our role is to help work with them to make those goals better their quality of life.
Mm-hmm. And what impacts you or inspires you to perform your role at WEC?
What inspires me to do my job is just helping. At the end of the day, knowing that I'm helping the people that essentially can't help themselves anymore, or hit that brick wall and just don't know what our community has to offer, because Windsor is such a great place, and our community offers so much in the way of social connections. And at the end of the day, helping these people reconnect and make Windsor great again is what inspires me.
And how do you create awareness in Windsor about the programs or about your role at WEC?
So we create awareness. We do a lot of community outreach. We do a lot of partnerships within the community of the other programs that are helping the same populations. We are volunteer-based. So we have volunteers that are out connecting with people as well, and just spreading the word of what social connections can really do for people.
Mm-hmm. And are there any events or any annual functions that are being held to create this awareness?
We do. We hold ice cream socials and volunteer-based events to spread the awareness of what volunteer bases can do for the people of our community. We have a citizens table meeting once every 6 months for all of our community partners to come and see really the impact that we've made and where we're at with the program and how moving forward what we're doing.
And who are the community partners?
So we work hand in hand with a lot of the community partners, with CARP, the Downtown Mission, with all of those types of organizations, the Windsor-Essex County Health Unit. With partnershiping with them, we can work together and really build what we do with people.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say is the community response?
The community response is great. The people that we have assisted have really given us positive feedback on what we're doing, and they've really shown us that, you know, just that little bit of backbone and having that cheerleader behind you can really better the quality of life for people.
Well, thank you for watching. I'm Trisha Kundu, and this is 3 Minutes with Jessica Hudson.
I've always been a fan of virtual reality, and MediaPlex reporter Casty McNay has a story where VR technology and medicine collide.
It's flu season, and Brady's drugstore is helping people overcome their flu shot fears. The pharmacy in Essex is offering virtual reality flu shots to distract patients who have a fear of needles. A recent study says that people who used VR while receiving their vaccine reported less pain and less fear. It's quick to sign up, and walk-ins are welcome. Samantha Newton, an employee at Brady's Pharmacy, helps patients get set up for their shot.
So this year, the flu shot is actually pretty easy to get. You come in, you fill out a form, you bring your health card, you sign off that you would approve us doing that for you, and then once you get that done, you would see our pharmacist who would give you the injection. So far this week, we've had over 100 people come in for the flu shot.
Patients have the option of watching golden retrievers, swimming dolphins, or exploring outer space while receiving their yearly flu shot. Kevin Proney said he started using VR flu shots in order to calm patients' nerves.
People are afraid of needles, or they don't like really the idea of getting stuck by a needle, particularly younger individuals. So what we've done is we've instituted kind of like a distraction method, virtual reality, where kids, or even adults for that matter, I have had several adults ask for it, put it on, they can kind of get immersed in a world where it's like puppies or dolphins or space exploration, roller coaster, whatever they like, and what this does is distract them.
Keep the sickness at bay. Get your flu shot today. I'm Casty McNay reporting for MediaPlex News.
We all love to talk about sports, and here is Cody Rusan with Sports Talk.
Hi there, I'm Cody Rusan, and I've got a little bit of sports talk for you. The Windsor Lancers women's hockey team just this past Saturday finally won a game. They had won their first regular season game of the season, beating the Brock Badgers 2-1 in overtime. Jessica Gribben given the overtime winner for that one. And you're probably wondering why I'm standing here with Windsor Express head coach Bill Jones, but he's here to talk about the upcoming season. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here. Here to talk about our upcoming season. Our home opener is Saturday at the WFCU against the Sudbury Five. So we're looking forward for a good season and looking for our fans to come out and watch us play.
Now, for teams that can't make it out to the arena, say they want to watch it at home, whereabouts can they watch it?
Well, on YouTube. You guys are with us this year to be able to broadcast our games live on YouTube. So for people that can't get out to the WFCU or our fans that want to watch us on the road, you can be able to YouTube our games.
And you and the Express, you've got 2 championships under your belt. How do you get back to being that championship caliber team?
Well, this year we brought some veteran players in. We're in our training camp right now, and the guys are working hard. They understand our goals and objectives is to win a championship. So they're going out there working hard and trying to do it for our fans here locally.
And for fans that, want to come in, but, they're struggling, what kind of motivation can you give to those fans to, come out and see the team?
Well, we asked our fans, and we try to grab one fan at a time. So what we ask you to do is come out and watch us play at least one game. We know that you guys will come back because it's fun family entertainment, and we put on a good show. It's good professional basketball in your hometown.
And I know that the university is going to be opening it up for you this weekend. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, it's great. We got a player that played with the university. Marcus Jones is with us this year. So to be able to have the U come and play before us is an opportunity for those guys to play out on the big court and understand that they got an opportunity to be professional basketball players down the line. So we're glad to give them that opportunity.
Well, Bill, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Good luck to you on Saturday. Good luck for the upcoming season. On behalf of the both of us here, I'm Cody Rusan. Back to you.
We went over to the Timsuk Museum to see what they have to offer. Abdul Rahusami reports.
Have you seen most of the water we have here in Canada? If your answer is no, you still do not have to travel to see it because Chimchak Museum brought it to you here in Windsor. It's a new exhibit brought from Ottawa from the Canadian Museum of Nature. Greg Gabrichoni, the coordinator of Chimchak Museum for Exhibitions, explains to us more about that.
So this is a new exhibit on loan from Canadian Museum of Nature called Canada's Waterscapes, which kind of explores the different kinds of water, waterways, and water systems within Canada. So when they come to this exhibit, they're learning about the different kinds of water systems within Canada. So there's a lot of interactive parts for kids to kind of touch and feel. There's some computerized environments they can play through, some games they can do, some sounds they can listen to learn a little bit more about the unique variety of waterscapes within our nation.
The rates to visit are $5.25 for adults, $4.25 for students and seniors, and the family rate is $15.50. But if you like the idea of exploring the exhibit but do not like the idea of paying fees, then here's what you need to do.
On the 25th of November, it's a Sunday, which is a craft fair that we're having here. So not specifically related to this exhibit, but it's another chance to see the exhibit free of charge on that date.
If you haven't decided to come down and explore the exhibit yet, decide now, come down, take a look. It's nice to see something you don't see every day. I am Abdurrahim Al-Hosami, reporting for MediaPlex News.
Books, books and more books is the topic of Joyce St. Anton's latest podcast. Let's watch.
Pause. Take a deep breath. I'm Joyce St. Antoine, and this podcast is called Pause. Why? Because you'll be pausing to reflect. This week's topic is about books. It's the third in the series of the different forms of literature. I've always been surrounded by books. My mom used to read to me before I went to bed for so many years, and I used to help during recess for 2 years in my elementary school when they had a working library. I remember doing book reports, and I always excelled in high school when we needed to write an essay based off a book. Also in high school, I co-opted the Windsor Public Library, and now I work there. It's hard to choose what my favorite books or book series are, but unlike biographies or poetry, I have other favorites as well. Just like The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger or Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. But my ultimate favorite book is Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosnay. Why? Because the protagonist, she's a journalist, just like me, and she digs deep into something she's very passionate about, and that's exactly something I want to do as well. I want you to sit back and relax, whether you're listening to this while you're driving or on your free time. And I want you to think, what is the most interesting book I've read? Thanks for tuning in to Pause. I'm Joyce St. Antoine.
Opening our doors and even buying the coffee. Come on down and join us November 17th.
On November 17th, St. Clair College will be hosting an open house for all interested in becoming future students. Running from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., all campuses will be open. Come down to St. Clair College to meet faculty and students. As well, have a chance to ask all your financial questions. We hope to see you here.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Keerthana Veerapandian and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.